I know our guys are really excited. You know, we've had a 4-week run here. We've played, continue to get better each week. You know, have a little bit of momentum, and obviously everybody understands it's a rivalry week, and we got a great opponent coming in here who's a ranked opponent, first time in Apogee Stadium, and against your rival, and so. There's no doubt in my mind our guys are excited about the game, about the competition, as well as they will be too. So, but the biggest thing is it's another week to get better. We have a lot. Again, our backs have been up against the wall for the last few weeks, and those guys have done a great job of sticking together and continuing to play through it and get some wins. And so, now it's just about focusing in on trying to go 1-0 again this week. That's the main focus.
Obviously, it has been. I mean, since you guys went down to 1-6, this has always been the goal to get to this point and give yourselves a chance. But how amazing is it to see your guys have been able to pull through? As you said, with their backs against the wall.
I'm proud of them. Again, just all the adversity they face, especially early. Again, we've kind of talked about it, but I'm proud of the way our guys have stuck together. I'm proud of the way they've worked. Blocked out the outside noise and really focused in on each other and making sure that we're trying to get better, and that's the main thing they've been focused on each and every week, and they've responded great. It's a great group of men, and so, yeah, I'm proud of the way they've bounced back, and, I know that we all want to keep it going.
Yeah, this school's kind of mastered the art of getting into a bowl game with 5 wins. Do you guys feel like you need to win this weekend to have it?
Yeah, I feel like we need to win, absolutely. I feel like we need to win, and, that's our goal.
What have you just seen, especially this past week? I mean, the biggest win of the year in terms of just margin of victory. What have you seen out of your guys in terms of just the week-over-week improvement?
I thought we executed a lot better this past week. Other than the first offensively, other than a couple drives there, we ran the ball very efficiently, and then we hit our shots. I thought we got the ball downfield. Some guys made some big-time plays. We were more explosive. I thought. Offensively and defensively, we didn't have any turnovers. We gained a turnover, which is awesome to see. We took care of the football. We were disciplined on penalties, having only 3. And then, our situational football was much better. I don't know exactly. We were a little bit over 50% offensively, and defensively, I think they were like 3 of 13 or something like that. And then we were really good in the red zone, scoring touchdowns, which is important. And defense got that huge pick down there to keep them out. So I think it was great complementary football. I thought our special teams did well. I thought our specialists handled the wet ball very well in all our kicking situations, made all our PATs, and I thought our coverage units were really good. And so I thought it was just a great team win. These guys have been fighting hard and continuing to grow. We've had a lot of guys out there that are young, that are getting a ton of reps, that are starting to get more comfortable and a lot more game experience, understanding what it looks like, and so this is the time of the year. Hopefully, we can peak, and we're going to have to against a great football team, a team that is very experienced. They don't have any weaknesses, and you're going to have to play extremely well in order to win this game, and our players know that.
A lot of pressure on the guys going into a game like this, and how do they handle it?
I don't know if there's any added pressure on us, to be honest with you. I think they're really focused in on again the things we've talked about over the last 4 to 5 weeks. We've played good ball for the last 4 to 5 weeks, well enough to win. Now, against Liberty, we didn't get that thing pulled off. But I think the energy's been great. I think they're really focused in on, getting better and playing together. Added pressure, I don't see that.
Does playing UTSA kind of add a fire, like an extra motivation for the team?
I think it should for every team. Anytime you're facing a rivalry, whatever that looks like, and, you want to win. And so it's an important game for all of us. Anybody who be on that field on Saturday, if they don't say it's a big game, then they're lying to you. That's what it's supposed to be. That's why you come to play college football and on the biggest stage, and especially against your rivals. And so I know both teams will be excited to go out and compete and play.
Coach Traylor mentioned in his press conference the other day that he's telling his players that you guys can spoil their season. And the opportunity goes both ways. Do you kind of see that in this game?
Yeah, I mean, again, I know they have a lot to be playing for. Obviously, undefeated, and got an opportunity to go play in the conference championship next week and compete for a championship. So, yeah, absolutely, they have a lot on the line, but so do we. We have a lot because obviously one more win gets us bowl eligible, gets us another opportunity to go out and practice and continue to get better and have an opportunity to win a bowl game. So I think there's a lot on the line for both teams, obviously, and that'll only make it more special this weekend. Coming in and competing, it should be a great game for the fans.
There's a lot of confidence defensively at this point with the way you've been played over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think they're gaining a lot of confidence. I think just being more comfortable, understanding the system. It's taken some time. We haven't been perfect. We've had some really ups and downs, inconsistencies along the way. But I think they've settled down and done a great job. Coaches have done great, and players are playing fast, playing physical. And really, as a team, we've been playing a lot more physical. And so that's something that we've obviously stressed a lot, and they've responded well. And, they bought into that kind of identity. No, go ahead.
Obviously, the run game has been, just a huge thing for you guys on offense all year. UTSA comes in with one of the top run defenses in the nation. Just what have you seen out of that part of their defense?
Yeah, they got a great defense. They're very multiple, big up front, very twitchy. Again, they don't have, usually, going into a game, you can find different weaknesses or different areas. Maybe you can pick on a guy or two here or there. But they don't. They're an experienced group. They do a great job schematically. They're very sound, and obviously they're one of the top defenses in the country for a reason. But I know our guys are. They're ready to come out and compete, and something's got to break right.
Yeah, you guys have been able to use a lot of different running backs this year to get your running.
Had to.
Yeah, you had to, and to those guys' credit, they've really come through. You've had 3 or 4 guys have 100-yard games. You just been pleased with the way those guys have really come through for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought as the season's gone on, I think the mentality's even gotten a lot better. The way you're supposed to run with the football and playing physical. Yeah, we want to. It's always great when that hole opens up and O-line digs everybody out, and you can run through there and not get hit and juke somebody out or whatever. But at that position, you got to be able to do a lot of things, and physicality is one of them. I thought. There's a few games in there that, just because of the way our backs ran, I think it took a toll on, their defense. And a lot of the times they're support players, being the safeties and all that. So that's huge when you can see them starting to get in that third and fourth quarter and wear down and start missing tackles because they're, getting worn down. It's a credit to those guys and their mentality. And I think Coach Cobb's obviously done a great job with that group.
Anything else?
UAB pushed UTSA right to the limit, right to the very end. Is there anything you saw from UAB that you could exploit for this upcoming match?
UAB is a great football team, and I think it was a great matchup. I thought both sides, played a very good game. They were both physical, both ran the ball well, hit their shots, explosive. So it was a great battle. And again, it came down to the wire and could have gone either way. But you're going to look at all opponents throughout the year and kind of through your prep, as will they. And kind of figure out, the best way to go about attacking them. And but obviously that's one of the games we've evaluated. So they did a great job, and I think both teams played great.
You mentioned what UTSA's got defensively. What do you see from them from the offensive side of the ball?
I think first off, Frank does a great job of managing the offense. He's been very consistent all year long, throwing the ball extremely well. He can extend plays with his legs. McCormick does a great job in the run game, along with some other backs. They're physical up front, big physical guys up front. We're very similar in a lot of different ways offensively, schematically with what we do in the run game. But they got big receivers that can go out and run too, so they can hurt you in a lot of different areas. It's a very balanced offense. It's an explosive offense with a lot of experienced guys that have played a lot of games. And so we're going to have to be on top of our game in order to have that success that we want. So, again, it doesn't matter as a team. Overall, we understand who they are and the success they've had, and it's a credit to them. But, again, it'll be a great matchup.
Has this run been fueled in part by some of the young players you've been forced to turn to due to injuries and other situations, kind of figuring it out?
I think just finding an identity, understanding, one, I think it's a two-way street. One is we got to find, you go through a spurt like that, you got to find out what your identity is, what you want to lean your hat on, and who you are as a football team with that many guys out. And then two, I think getting those young guys in there and getting them some game time, getting some confidence, letting them make some plays. So, it's kind of a twofold answer. But, again, they've grinded through it. We as a team, we've had a lot of adversity. I think it's a seasoned group. We've been battle tested for sure. And so I know, again, it's another opportunity for us this week to come together and it's us against everybody in my book, and that's the way our team feels, and we understand what it feels like to have your back up against the wall, and so I'm excited about getting our group out there to go play.
Is that the experience that those guys gain throughout this year, is that going to help this program as you go down?
There's no doubt it's going to help us in the future. I mean, you think about all those guys that a lot of them freshmen getting out there and making plays, and along with those guys that have had some very difficult injuries are going to be back. It's going to be I think next year will be more of a veteran team. It'll be a lot more experience, a lot more veterans on that team, and I think the future's bright. If you look at our roster and the classifications of our players, future's bright for a while.
Do you think that you guys are in a good place as you kind of come?
I think we're in an unbelievable place.
And I wanted to ask you a little bit about, this is senior day coming up. You have a list of 14 guys that you're honoring for senior day. Do you have a feeling at this point for some of these guys that have some additional eligibility left?
Yeah, and again, this time of the year, we encourage them to go through senior day for the reason, depending on what they're going to do. It's kind of too early to make a decision. You looked at COVID last year. A bunch of those guys, there was multiple guys that went through senior day last year that decided to come back and take their COVID year. And so, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's, after we get through this season, that's when we'll really sit down and talk with everybody and kind of everybody takes a deep breath. It's been a long year. It's been a lot of, seasons of grind. And so it's hard to make decisions when you're kind of going through that grind at this point.
Yeah, so you don't have a feeling for Austin?
No, I don't. I really don't. We've talked through things, and, Austin's not a senior. He's a senior citizen. So.
Well, you make a good point, because there's a lot of those guys that have, with the additional years of eligibility, but it's just a unique situation that you guys are going to have to work through with some of those older guys.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's that part of the year that, guys, Pirtle, again, came back last year for his 6th year. He's been here every year since I've been here. Make no mistake, 6 years is a long time in any program. Through the grind of college football and the academics and all the different things that you have to put into it. It's a challenge. It's fun, obviously, but after a while, whether your body can stand up and take it for 6 years, some guys can, some guys can't. And so I just think it's a decision that, we'll encourage it. And at the end of the day, we'll kind of talk through all that stuff when the season's over. You can sit back, take a deep breath, and move forward.